In this video, I'm going to share some tips that are going to help you look your very best on your video conference calls, whether that be via Zoom, Google Meet, or even Microsoft Teams. So make yourselves feel comfortable, grab yourselves a tea or coffee, and then let's get into it. So tip 1 is about framing. You want to make sure that you're framed well, you're positioned well on camera, on screen. I bet all of you have experienced it. We've had a call maybe with your mum and dad and you're calling them and all you can see is the ceiling fan or just the tops of their foreheads, right? It's cut off from below their nose. It's not very easy to connect with them, right? I'm sure you've been in that position, right? If you have, let me know in the comments below. We've all been there, right? Equally, I'm sure you've experienced the opposite, where the person you're speaking to has their webcam too low and it feels like they're talking down to you and they're kind of like, telling you off or dominating you. That doesn't feel nice either. In reality, what we want is we want an eye-level, eye-to-eye conversation, right? Even if it was face-to-face, we would, and just as much online. So make sure that you're not afraid to pick up your computer, move it around. If you need to get a shoebox, maybe use a shoebox, put it underneath your computer, and then just have it so that it's not too high, not too low, just at the right eye level. That's going to help you connect much better with your participants. And to do this, probably schedule 10-15 minutes before the call to be able to get this stuff right before you get on the call. Tip 2 is lighting. Now, if you're using natural lighting, make sure the window is in front of you so you've got plenty of light coming onto your face. Try to avoid having it behind you because it's going to mean your face won't be well lit, so people won't be able to see you. If you've got artificial lighting, that's great. You don't have to worry about the windows so much. Just make sure you've got plenty of light in front of you. And as a bonus tip, I've actually got behind me, you can see some lights that help me pop from the background. You can use any old light, any kind of desk lamp will do. Point that against the background and that will help you pop so that people can see you better on screen as well. Tip 3 is set design. I like to think of this. Imagine like we were creating a movie. We wouldn't be afraid to have the right props and move them around. You want to do the same at home. But in this case, your props is your office, right? So definitely make sure you save some time, 15 minutes, half an hour before your call, organize things, tidy things up. And what impression do you want to give? Like I'm trying to make an impression of kind of feeling of creativity, of innovation, of ideas. So I've got, you can see the light bulb up in the top corner over there, light bulbs, creativity, innovation. I've got green plants, green vegetation, new growth, new ideas. So that's hopefully giving off that impression. What impression do you want to give to your participants on your sessions? Think about it. Could you maybe put some books in the background, or do you want some plants or maybe some lights? This is going to help you make a much better impression for your participants. Tip 4, it's a little bit out there, but you've got to make sure that you look after yourself. When you feel your best, you're going to perform your best. So everything your mum used to tell you, go to bed early, eat well, do some exercise, make sure that you're doing these things so that when it comes to the video conference calls, you're going to feel your best. And that's definitely going to come across in your video conference calls. Tip 5 is make sure you clean your webcam regularly. I know a lot of people, what they do is they kind of like to cover the webcam for privacy reasons, and that's fine, but just make sure that you're regularly cleaning your webcam so that it produces the best possible image on your video conference calls. Hey, it's Nick from the future here. I just thought I'd jump in because I just realised I did something really silly. I've mentioned my mum before in the video, and she would say to me, el cura predica, pero no aplica. And that basically means do as I say, not as I do. And I absolutely am doing the opposite of what I'm saying that you should do, which is that I realised that I filmed the whole video on a filthy camera lens. So my A camera, I couldn't understand why it doesn't look so good. And it's because the camera lens was filthy. So there you go. I need to apply this one myself and clean my lenses before making my videos and of course going on my video conference calls. So I thought I'd drop that in because that was quite funny. I'll let you get back into the video. Tip 6 is one of my favorites because I really recommend that you look at the webcam when you're speaking in your video conference calls, because again, it's going to help you connect better with people. But especially at the beginning of your call, you might be doing an introduction, you might feel that you're speaking for 1 or 2 minutes without hearing anyone else kind of responding back to you, which without that feedback can feel quite lonely. So my tip is that what you want to do is imagine it right now, Who is your best friend, or who's someone that you really like, you really love? Have them in your mind so that when you look at the webcam, you're thinking of them or you're imagining them. And that is going to help you connect so much better with the webcam. And then through the webcam, the audience participants on the other side, wherever they are in the world. So a question for you now: who is someone that you want to think of when you're giving your presentations, when you're giving your workshops online? Think of them right now. Have them in your mind when you're doing your next session and see if that helps. Another way that you could do this is when you're looking at the webcam, is imagine that you've got a smiley face on top of the webcam, because that always makes me smile. I'll put that on the screen now. I'm sure if you're seeing it right now, it's making you smile as well. So just imagine that that's on front of the webcam. That's going to help you lighten up, feel more relaxed, and ultimately connect better with your participants. So quick recap. Tip 1 is framing. Make sure you're positioned well on your webcam so people can see you well. Tip 2 is lighting. Make sure you've got some lighting in front of you so that your face is well lit. Tip 3 is set design. Make sure you organize your office and make things look good for your session. For all those 3 tips, make sure that you join the call early so you've got plenty of time to organize this stuff. Tip 4, look after yourself. Eat well, sleep well, do exercise so that you feel your best and you perform your best on your video conference calls. Tip 5, clean your webcam. That was my cleaning sound. I don't know if that came across well. And lastly, tip 6. I really recommend that you look directly at the webcam, and to make sure that you don't feel so lonely, imagine your best friend or imagine a smiley face on the webcam, and that's going to help you connect even more with your participants. I really hope you found these tips useful. I'd love to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments below. And if you've got any ideas for future videos about how to deliver online workshops, I'd love to know, because I'm looking to do more of these videos. So if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll make a video about them going forward. So yeah, that'd be great. I look forward to seeing you and your beautiful face in the next video. So take care everyone, and see you later.